Everyone, it's Yvonne here to do your What's Cracking reading. Thank you so much for your support and all your beautiful comments, a couple of them yesterday. I do just to give a little bit of background on me, I would never talk about myself privately to anybody. I used to be so, I don't know whether it was ashamed or whether I just felt people didn't want to listen to my stories. And when I started the channel up, I was still the same until people started sort of talking to me about things, and I found that I was talking about my own life. Look, I have enough in my life that I could quite easily write a book. My life has not been what I would see as all glory and rainbows. I do feel sometimes when I'm in a position that spirit will tap me on the shoulder and say to me, this story is really relevant to other people and you need to sort of talk about your experiences. So when I get those cues, I do. Obviously, I don't want to include too much detail, but at the end of the day, if it's something I feel will help somebody else, absolutely. I don't dwell on my past. I feel like even though my past has been a lot of experiences, I don't live there. But I know they've brought me to where I am today and have made me the person I am. Have they all been good choices? Possibly not, but I wouldn't change anything for anything. So if I feel a story needs to be told, I will tell it. And so I'm incredibly grateful when you write to me and say to me that story has really helped me, because I think that's why I've told it. And even if only one person, oops, I've got to go under the desk. Even if only one person benefits from that story, then I've done what I needed to do. Okay, if you would like a personal reading with me at the moment, I'm taking readings via email. There will be a couple of days wait, but I'm pretty much up to date with readings. So if you do want a reading with me, theaussiegoddess@gmail.com. If you feel the need to write negatively on my posts or my videos, I will just delete and block you. So if you have something constructive to say, go for it. But if you're negative about what I do, when I believe in what I do, then run the risk. Please also be aware that I don't solicit for readings. I only let you come to me. So if someone approaches you for a reading, I can guarantee you it is not me. I do not approach. I've always believed that you make your mind up when you want a reading and who you want a reading with. All right, I think that's everything. So let's get into this What's Cracking reading. All right, so we have the Hermit card coming out. I feel a bit like this myself today. It's been the most hectic week. And for me, I now, recognize when there is a need to sort of not get out of bed in the morning or, close everything down or not talk. The Hermit card is a card that represents the sign of Virgo. It is about understanding that you need to take time out to make a decision, to heal, to just look at your life and see what changes you can make. For me, it's not a shallow card. It has lots of meanings, which will be different for everybody, but it's very much the hermit, taking that time out to seek solitude, privacy, and take you away from the world. Now, sometimes we might do this because we need the time to make a decision, or we feel a little bit sort of trapped and wanting to find a way out of something. Or it could be, as I said, might need some healing, so it's taking time out from the world at its very least. At other times, it might be just us making a decision to shy away from something or to step back. There is this card, the Eight of Wands, can represent many things as well, but the main meaning of the card is very quick communication. I always laugh because it's communication across the airways. But in the days that the tarot was invented, it would have been a letter on horseback, and you would have only been able to afford that if you'd been very rich. So I always have a chuckle about the age of the tarot as opposed to the meanings. Nowadays, for me, it's a text coming in. It could be in regard to love or passion, because whenever I feel the energy of this card, it sort of makes me feel like that Shakespeare sort of energy coming through. Um, so there's some sort of communication coming. I'm not sure with the Hermit card whether you have not been waiting for this. You may have sort of, put it on the back burner, but all the time sort of waiting for some sort of communication to come through. And I feel like it's coming. It's in regard to some ending or ending something or completing something. So I feel this is in regard to love. I haven't really had the signs yet, but because I'm getting that real sort of Shakespearean poetry thing, that seems to burst out of people every now and again. I feel like somehow or another somebody wants to talk to you about an ending. They may want to talk to you about ending something. But to me, the Ten of Swords is very much an ending to something negative, or that's not a, what would you say? I don't want to say it's not a good ending. All endings are there for reasons and they're for us to open new doors. But it's sort of like this ending may be creating a lot of negative energy for you. So it's sort of like a good ending in that it's finishing, completing, or bringing closure to something. Yeah, and allowing you to walk away with that Eight of Cups. Whoever's communicating with you here, oh boy. Okay, so we have this Emperor card coming through again, which has sort of hit us a few times. Some sort of divine masculine, an Aries person, but somebody of significance in your life. I actually feel like with this Page of Swords that you may not have spoken to this person for a while, or there may be a lot of confusion around this, whether it ended or not. It could be the confusion. But to me, it makes me feel like somebody's gone to a great lengths to find you here or locate you, or maybe done some research or been talking to people to see if they can find out where you are, what you're doing. Now, I feel like with that Hermit now, there's been perhaps a relapse or a period of time between the time that this particular situation ended and this communication. I feel like for some of you, it could be as much as 2 years, but I feel like you may have lost contact with this person. You may have been able to find your own closure and move on, but somehow or another, I feel like this person wants to say something with those wands. And clear something up. So let's see where it's going. And remember, not all these messages are romantic. It could be a lost family member. It could be somebody, a friend. But to me, it feels like you may have lost contact. And it may have been a deliberate no contact too. If you've moved or you've moved overseas or whatever else, I feel like this person's gone to great lengths to find you. We do have the Death card here, with the Ten of Wands, the Four of Cups, and the Tower. Wow, a lot of power and energy in those four cards, I can tell you now. This is more an upheaval to me. Maybe somebody's, it could have been that you had a relationship with somebody that couldn't move forward because of a distance, and now this person's making changes in their life. You could also, I'm not really got any cards to signify this, but it could be somebody who was in the forces or had to work overseas for a period of time, and maybe you lost contact. For some of you, it may be in regards to this person may have been taking care of someone, and not able to commit to you because they had that responsibility, and now that person has moved on and is freeing them up. There's definitely this feeling of some sort of ending that's going to make a huge difference here to the relationship you have with this person. A lot of Scorpio energy here, so if this is a Scorpio for you, that would make a lot of sense. But I feel like this person's put something down from their past in order to make contact. I have a vague feeling I might have done this sort of energy in the last few days, but now it feels a little different. So it may be that I'm continuing a story for you here. But it definitely feels to me like somebody's put something down from the past. I feel like here that there's been some sort of closure for them, but some sort of change. But it doesn't feel like they've put another person down. It feels like they've put something down that they were unable to, I almost want to but But to me, this makes me feel like whoever's trying to contact you here is taking a brand new direction and putting down their past. Let's keep going. All right, so I have the Three of Swords here. I feel like somebody may have lost somebody here in order to make this the Judgment card. Wow. And the Two of Wands, which I was feeling the Two of Wands because I've got the Ten of Wands here and the Eight of Wands come up before. I thought that means this person's taking a brand new direction. I feel like for some of you, this person could either be leaving something behind, like it may not necessarily be a person, but for some of you, it definitely feels like it's a family member or the passing of someone. But to me, with that Two of Wands, which has come up here, this person feels to me like they're traveling in your direction now. There's definitely some sort of reconciliation, coming back together. Again, you know, there's been a lot of heartache and pain in the background here. So whether this was with you or whether it was with the person they're leaving behind, I feel like a lot of change here for them. All right, so I have the Eight of Swords coming through. Wow, look at this energy, Six of Swords. This was similar energy, I'm sure, and we have the Chariot here. Now, the Chariot represents the sign of Cancer, and I do have the Cancer reading coming up later. So I feel that that's really important to mention, because I feel like whoever this person is, they want to not just reconcile, they want to move forward with you or resume a friendship or a connection with you that perhaps was lost in the past. There's a lot of Swords energy here. So to me, there's a lot of revealing of feelings, a lot of talking going on here. To me, this is something you will be very receptive to. I don't feel that you're resisting this in any way, shape or form. Now, keeping in mind, this could be a family member. It could be, and I have to say it, somebody that you didn't know or didn't know existed or didn't think was around still. To me, it makes me feel like somebody's just found out they're your sister or brother or a family member, but they haven't put two and two together, because I see a lot of research and a lot of looking, and to me it makes me feel like they're having trouble either contacting you or getting in touch with you here. All right, so we have the Hermit. So I feel like this represents for me a period of time where you've both sort of pulled away and you've done your own thing. There's a lot of communication coming in here regarding some sort of closure or putting something together. If this is a person that you have related to that you've never heard from before, I feel like they have made a big decision to step forward here and leave something behind. There definitely seems to be some sort of decision making around researching, or decision making around putting two and two together with that Two of Pentacles. That's what it feels like to me. If you've not known who a parent was, or you've lost contact with somebody, or you were adopted or fostered, this is the energy, I would say, of somebody getting in contact with you and saying, hey, by the way, we're related. That's what it feels like. And it may be that you've come from another country. This may be somebody who is coming from another country or another area here. Let's read a wisdom of the Oracle. All right, building blocks. Okay, this makes me feel like for sure this person wants to build a relationship with you. If it is romantic, then I feel like this person is ready to connect, ready to build, ready to make something here, because this is strong foundations and a beautiful work in progress. So I feel like this is, I'm going to just read from my own intuition here. I feel like here that there is somebody coming in here that may either not know you or never got the chance to really get to know you well, and I feel like they really want to build something here. So it could be somebody you lost contact with when you were very young. It could be somebody that you've never met before, but it's definitely feeling like they've done a lot of work and research to get to the point where they want to come forward here. If it is romantic, then I feel like something here is saying to me that this person is able to leave their past behind and make a new beginning happen here. So if this is for you, this beautiful building blocks makes me feel you're both open to building something new or creating something together. All right, I will leave you with that. Thank you.